10 secret signs dogs use to communicate with you. Did you know your dog might be trying to talk to you all the time and you might not have even noticed? It's true. Behind every look, every tail wag, and even a simple sigh, there's a secret code that reveals exactly what your dog is feeling. And today I'm going to show you 10 surprising signs that dogs use to communicate. But be careful. Some of these signs might look cute, but could hide something completely different from what you imagine. So watch until the end to avoid getting confused by your best friend's behavior. 1. The tail says more than you think. Everyone believes that a wagging tail means happiness, but is that all there is to it? If the tail is low and wagging slowly, your dog might just be waiting for instructions, trying to figure out what you're going to do. Now, if the tail is high and quivering, be careful. It could be a challenge, as if they're saying, "I'm in charge here." And of course, the classic tail between the legs is a cry for help, a sign of fear or discomfort. Have you ever considered that your dog might be trying to tell you this without you even realizing it? 2. The ears are like emotional radars. Ears pointed forward? Your dog is curious, paying attention to every detail. Ears slightly back? Relaxation and even affection. But if the ears are pinned back against their head, maximum alert, fear, or insecurity. And there's more. Some dogs only put one ear back, usually the left one, when they're suspicious of a person or a new environment. Have you ever noticed this in your dog? 3. The look that can be love or a challenge. When your dog gives you a long, calm stare, you can be sure it's pure love. This eye contact even releases bonding hormones in both them and you. But be careful. If the stare is accompanied by a rigid body and a stiff tail, it could be a sign of confrontation. And when they quickly look away, it's their way of saying, "I don't want to fight. I'm just chilling." 4. A yawn isn't always about sleep. Have you ever seen your dog yawn at unexpected times? Well, you should know they might be nervous or trying to calm themselves down. This is one of the most curious signs. In new environments or during training, yawning can be a sign of stress. And there's another amazing detail. Dogs can yawn right after you do as a form of empathy. In other words, they truly mirror our emotions. 5. Quick licks of the snout. This seems like a simple gesture, but it's a powerful message. When a dog licks its own snout or the air, it might be anxious or uncomfortable. It's what experts call a calming signal. They're trying to calm themselves down, or even you. And if this happens frequently for no apparent reason, it could be a sign of stress or even a physical problem. 6. Belly up, affection or submission. Who can resist a dog rolling over and showing its belly? It always seems like an invitation for a belly rub, but that's not always the case. If the body is loose and relaxed, it's pure trust. However, if the body is rigid and their gaze is averted, it could be submission, a way to avoid conflict. So be careful not to get them confused. 7. When they give you their paw. It can be a cute gesture, a plea for attention, but it can also be a form of dominance. If the gesture is accompanied by an affectionate look and a wagging tail, great, it's a sign of affection. But if it's insistent, even when you try to stop, it could mean they're trying to control the interaction. Had you ever thought of that? 8. Nuzzling against you. This silent gesture can mean several things: a request for affection, a search for security, or even a way to get your attention. Puppies do this instinctively with their mothers, and adult dogs continue the behavior with their owners. It's a dog's version of a hug, just with their snout. 9. The famous full-body shake. It's not just to get water out of their fur. The full-body shake is a way to release tension, a true emotional reset.
After being scolded, a stressful situation, or even an intense play session, the dog shakes to rebalance its emotions. But if this happens all the time for no apparent reason, it could be a sign of anxiety. 10. Sighs and turning their back. A sigh after a petting session is a sign of pleasure and relaxation. A sigh accompanied by a distant look can be frustration. And when a dog turns their back to you, it might seem indifferent, but in reality, it's often a sign of total trust. They're saying, "I trust you so much, I can even turn my back without fear." Now you know, your dog talks to you all the time, just in a silent language. Every wagging tail, every yawn, and even every sigh hides secret messages waiting to be decoded. And the more you understand this language, the stronger the bond between you will become. So the next time your dog makes a different gesture, remember, they might be trying to tell you something very important.